My beautiful and amazing people, no be small thing o. Concerning this very dark man NGO money 180 million naira wey kaput comot for account wey the government dey aware of, account wey dey registered for that matter. All of a sudden, just because the government no like truth, according to online in-laws, they say very dark man dey play with Nigerian government. Say make you no forget when he use him mouth talk am say he wan do battle, he wan do this thing one-on-one with Nigerian government. Wetin Nigerian government no fit do, na he wan do. He wan do competition with them. Even when Nigerian government start dey do one or two, he say dem copy from am, this one, that one. Now according to online in-laws, dem come dey drag am say na that particular word wey im talk na make the government collaborate with EFCC temper with that money. Say why on earth they go talk say a whole bank sector, a whole bank no fit track where that money dey go from, as in where who comot that money for accounts. How come with token and everything they still get access to that money? Nothing wey people no talk o, nothing wey they no talk. Say if Nigerian government can manipulate election and turn am upside down, give result and give am to person wey no even deserve am, wey no win am, say nothing wey Nigerian government no fit do. All fingers now pointing at Nigerian government. As I dey tell una right about now, even our human rights act, our investigative journalist Dr. Kemi Olunloyo, wey no dey Nigeria again, wey don stop work for a very long time now, don do her own findings. She don come out with her own findings. She say a lot of things, even down to when Fela Kuti dey alive and all the things wey dem do to that man, how they burn in house just because Nigerians no like truth. Say because very dark man dey stand for the truth, they try all im best to make sure say e bring light where darkness dey. At the end of the day, they wan pay am back, make am look stupid before everybody. Say which kind life be that? What is all this? My people, make I allow una make una hear from our investigative journalist Dr. Kemi Olunloyo, as she said a lot of things concerning this NGO money, this very dark man NGO money, expose one or two, the government and so many others inside this very update wey una wan hear. So my people, make I no call it take much of una time again, make una come, make we dive into this one. But before then, I still remember una humble girl Rikis. I mean they bring una latest ogbonge tori. If you never subscribe to this channel, I beg make una dey help us dey subscribe, hit on the notification bell so that they go notify you anytime we drop latest ogbonge tori like this. Let's dive into it, guys.
When you're doing preliminaries in journalism, you don't spend money, you don't look for any specific whatever. You go and just go around the whole story and you focus on the bigger picture. There's a lot of people involved here, and I really suspect that the government is also involved, the EFCC. When you're an investigative journalist, you must learn how to be, number one, fearless. You can't be fearing anybody. I don't live in Nigeria, okay? I'm not in any super modern country, but I can tell you one thing, that if I was living in Nigeria and sitting down in my room now on this bed, I'll get an invitation from everyone, from the EFCC to the police. They might even come and try and arrest me, but they know my own deal when it comes to that. I had 6 invitations before I left. I didn't honor any of them. Every single one of those cases, I was vindicated eventually. Let me tell you now, behind me up here, you can see the logos of Zenith Bank and the EFCC. Zenith Bank has some insiders, okay, allegedly in this whole thing. There are a lot of bank fraud, agents that we know that they exist. They have done it to me. Remember when I was doing all that prison fund, prison medical fund and all that, there was a lady in FCMB who was actually stealing money from rich people's accounts and giving it to other people. And those people are using that money to actually send donations to me. So they accidentally send double the donation, 200K instead of 100K. And that's where I caught a whole big scam. Then, of course, you have the EFCC and their record with VDM. The EFCC is not exactly friends with VDM. He took them to the highest level of government, okay, the legislative, and accused them of taking bribes from Bobrisky. He included the Falanos. We remember that mess in September. That whole mess with the Falanos, Bobrisky, EFCC, and the prisons is the bigger picture I'm looking at as an investigative journalist. If I abuse someone, and this has happened in real life in America, this person did not like gays and lesbians. He kept insulting this gay guy who lived on the street all the time. One day he went to the mall. He was hit by a car coming out of the mall. Everybody rushed to him. They called 911. They were getting an ambulance. There was a doctor there in the parking lot of the mall, and that doctor was the first responder that gave him CPR, cardiopulmonary, I can't pronounce that one, cardiopulmonary resuscitation, to at least keep him alive until the ambulances got there. This was a doctor. This was the doctor that he was always yapping on his street. This doctor was gay, but he didn't know this person was a doctor. And that was the person that saved his life. So if he had recognized him, if he were conscious, would he say, don't even come near me, you are gay, I don't want you to put your mouth in my mouth to resuscitate me? He won't say that now. He will die. The fact remains is that some people that we've berated, they're the ones we have to go back to later. That happens normally in life. And I simply believe that this was all orchestrated so that VDM can now come to the EFCC for them to not get to work for him. You have to focus on the bigger picture. This is not imagination. This is how I'm able to solve 13 murders with Toronto police. This is how I'm able to solve many cases, or a money case, COSA, Ikoyi building, all these things. Okay, when you go to journalism school, they'll teach you the basics, but when you leave that journalism school, the beats, you have to put them into action. If you want to be a sports reporter, you have to be at sports games. You can't sit down in your house and be compiling scores. If you want to be a medical reporter, you have to go to the hospital and see what's going on. And in investigative journalism, you have to investigate. It costs a lot of money. You have to travel, you have to get in a car, you have to do this. And this is why some of us independents always beg for money. Now, I'm leaving in about 37 days, but at the end of the day, it's not about the money. It's not about, oh, donate, let's investigate this VDM case. It's not even about that. It's about my own health now. I'm not investigating any more cases. After Mohbad, I stopped investigative journalism. Okay, it's not even about that. It's about my health. My health comes first. And I wanted to tell you guys that you have to look at the red flags, the angles, and the bigger picture. Okay, if that was my money, I'll be on the EFCC's phone like immediately. We don't know how long VDM has been investigating his missing money, but he clearly told us that they have caught one of them, they have found one of them, and they're on their way to Jos now. I think they caught the person. There's one more on the large, at large, on the loose. Who is doing this investigation, VDM? Is it the police or the EFCC or both? Because the Economic Financial Crimes Commission is the one that's supposed to be handling this strictly. This is a lot of money. Banks have been doing this forever. Shøckìñg Sècrét went and blocked my YouTube video because I accused him of arresting 4 journalists who accused him of 1 trillion naira fraud, GTB. Access Bank was also investigated by VDM for somebody's money, a woman whose husband had died, and her money, the man's money, was somehow active in the bank with some people. He's exposed Access Bank, he's exposed a lot of people, so they know how to do this thing. It's very orchestrated. I went to Instablog just now and I saw every single person having an opinion. Everyone's a critic in Nigeria now. Everyone had an opinion. Instablog doesn't post my videos. I don't know why, I don't care. Okay, my videos have more weight than anybody else. I am the investigative journalist. Should an investigative journalist join this investigation with VDM? Most of them will not. Within 6 hours of when VDM made this announcement, if you look on Google, you'll notice that no Nigerian newspaper posted it except one, Daily Trust, the Hausa paper. Why is it not in the Punch? It could be there as I'm speaking now. Okay? Like I said, I was one of the first people that saw that video this morning from my own side here, and I'm almost 4 hours ahead of Nigeria. I saw it as soon as he recorded it. So maybe if Punch had not seen it, maybe it's on Punch now and all the other papers and everything, because the bloggers have moved it very fast. With everybody having an opinion about it, I feel that everybody needs to be investigated. Should VDM tell us details of the investigation? No, it will be compromised. VDM, if you're watching me, do not tell us the details of the investigation. Don't compromise the investigation. That's what we do in America. Don't compromise the investigation. Don't tell everybody everything. I would not tell anybody my donations or any. I don't get much donations, but whatever I get, I try. Because there are people who are not happy for you as you're getting those donations. Have you structured your NGO? What I mean structure. Can they do an account of how much the NGO has spent? You need to be prepared for that. If you have an NGO, you need to have employees you're paying to do this and to do that. People feel that NGOs is just free money being given to people through another person. No, you must have a board. Maybe a 3-member board. For you, maybe 3 people you trust on the board that know what's going on, that can account for that money. I'm saying this, and I don't mean it in any bad form. VDM, look at me. What if you die like now, or something happens to you that's bad and you can't take care of that NGO? God forbid. You will live, and you will live well because you have been the voice of so many. VDM, what if something happens to you now? Do you have somebody who's going to take charge of that NGO without stealing it? Stealing the money or anything? Do you have a will? Have you done a will for your assets? There's a lot going on. Some of you remember the Adeleke child that I advocated for, Davido's oldest child, which is Anu Adeleke. If you remember, I took her to First Bank and opened an account for her, a kiddie account. There are only 2 signatories on that account, the little girl herself and myself. She was 5 when she signed her name on there. I had one of those kiddie accounts in 1969 too. When I came back to Nigeria in 2006, that account was 130,000 and it became my money. When that little girl is 18, she's now 11, the money becomes hers. But I am trying to do a signatory for someone who will give that money to her in case anything happens to me. My children, at least my youngest child will be the signatory for that. And Anu's signature is still on there. Do you have a signatory, VDM? Get all that stuff together, but first recover that money. And the EFCC needs to cooperate in getting your money back, because this might have ties to anything.